Hey guys, Pankaj here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are here for another Hacker Rank series video. So today I'm going to talk about another problem which is related to binary operation. Okay, so we'll solve step by step. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let me open the Hacker Rank. As usual, we go back to Python or maybe interview preparation kit. Okay, we'll go to miscellaneous. So we will talk about solving or flipping the bits. Okay. So I had solved it long time back, but let's see how it works today. So we are going to solve step by step. So let's talk about the problem. What problem is? So here is the problem statement. You will be given a list of 32-bit unsigned integer. Flip in all bits 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So basically you have been given a number which is length of 32-bit. Okay. If it is not 32-bit, you need to make it 32-bit. We'll see how to make it 32-bit. Okay. And in that 32-bit, what and all zeros we have, it has to be converted to 1. And what and all ones you have, it needs to be converted to 0. Okay. So this is what they have given. Example, this is n9 binary. So binary of 9 is 1001. Okay, we are working with 32 bits, so we need to convert 1001. Right now it is 4 bits. We had to convert to 32 bits. So there are multiple ways to do that. So, but we'll, as you guys know, we have already talked about the string mechanism, right? So what are different methods for a string? So if you remember, we had talked about something called Z fill, that is zero filling. So zero filling is basically used for maintaining one particular length. So if given string length is less than the new width, then it will fill with 0. That's why it is called zero fill. Okay, so 1001 and rest of the 32, so 28-bit will be filled with 0. So that's what is your 32-bit representation for 9 decimal number in the binary format. And later we need to flip it to 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. So that's what you see, all zeros has been flipped to 1 and 1 has been flipped to 0. Okay, and once you got this number, then it needs to be converted to decimal number. This is your final decimal number. Okay, so what is the expectation? Function description: complete the flipping bit function in the editor below, and you have been given an integer and you need to flip and give the final integer. Returns integer, the unsigned decimal integer result. Input format: the first line in the input contains q, the number of queries. Each of the next q lines contains an integer. Okay, so let's say you have been given a number 3, means next 3 numbers is going to be for your flipping bit process. Okay, so first number is this, we need to convert to binary. If it is not 32-bit, convert to 32-bit and flip all the zeros to 1, ones to zeros, and finally print the integer number of that. Similarly for 1, do it for zeros. Okay, so this is the sample output for these given inputs. Okay, similarly another input format. So we have given 2, so 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 needs to be converted. So output of this to final integer will be this. Okay, similarly sample output, input 2 in output 2. Yeah, so now agenda is clear, right? You have been given a number, convert it to 32-bit. Whatever zeros are there, convert to 1, and whatever ones are there, you flip to 0. And the final number you need to convert to integer and you need to print out. Okay, that's all. So let's go ahead with the stuff of those programming, whatever they have given. So by default, they have filled with all the libraries. You may not need all the library, but it's okay. So here, because they are using OS and all, right, that's why it is there. Okay, so they have read the first number, that is how many queries you want. So Q, so they are taking input and stripping all the spaces and this. And finally for Q queries, all the integer number. Okay, so again they will strip and they will store in the n, and this n will be passed to the function, and this is where we have to write the program. Okay, so let's print the first value of n, right? So we have, you guys already know, right? There is direct function called bin, that is nothing but convert to binary. Okay, so if you are going to convert binary to n, let's see what it prints. Okay, so we are getting this 0b, 0b1, 10. Okay, so if you see here input, right, there's no 0b, right? But when you use binary function, it is going to append 0b, or it is going to prefix 0b with all the numbers, right? So first you need to get rid of these numbers. Okay, so let's say we have n, and new n will be, let's replace it. Okay, so binary of n, and since it is going to have 0b extra prefix with the number, I'm going to take, and the final output is a string type, right? So we can do the indexing. So 0 is your 0th index, b is at the first index. So from 2 onwards I want, so I will give 2 colon. Okay, so now next n will be for the final binary. So let's see that. So string object cannot be interpreted as integer, that's fine. So we already got converted, right? So it has to be n. We already converted in the first line itself. Okay, now let's print n. Okay, so now we are getting debug output as 111. Looks good. Output, okay, expected output, and this is my final one. Okay, now let's go ahead and flip all the zeros. Okay, so how do you flip? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, let's say, temporary variable, and since binary representation of this number is nothing but a string, right? So I can iterate over each bits, and I check if it is 0, make it to 1. If it is 1, then make it to 0. So I'll use here list comprehension. Okay, and get all the numbers. So for C, that is nothing but character in N. So what I'll do, if N equal to 1, then return it 0, and this also has to be string type. Okay, so I'll make this. Else, what do you return? Else means N is not equal to 1, that is equal to 0. Then I need to return 1. If it is 0, then return as 1. So if N equal to 1, return 0, else return 1. Okay, now let's print final temp, whether it looks correct or not. And before and after, I'll print n. Okay, here looks good. So we got all the input. Okay, this is the final output. Okay, so it is converting. So all are 1, right? So it must be 0. That's fine. Now you need to convert a final string, right? Which must be representing in the form of binary, correct? So what I'll do, I got the list and I'm going to use another variable. I can do everything in one line, but let's do this way. I will join everything. Yes. Now let's print the one again. Looks good. Okay. So once we have got this number, then what we need to do? We need to convert this binary into an integer format, right? So all we need to do is, let's say temp equal to integer format of this temp, because integer only can be converted to your sorry, not this temp equal to binary, and I want to convert this temp. Let's give the final output name. Okay, op, that is nothing but output. So binary of temp, and it needs to be converted to decimal, so base of 2. Okay, now let's print op. Does it work or not? Okay, what is the issue? Bin takes exactly 1 argument. Did I give bin? Okay, not. Oh, it has to be integer. It is already in bin format, right? Temp is nothing but a binary format. It needs to be converted to integer with base 2 so that we can get the integer value. Okay, looks good. Expected output none. Okay, so now we have final integer value. Let's return that output. So what I will do now, return op, because they are going to print it, right? So how much we are getting? Expected output, but what we are getting? 2147648. What is missing? 0 1 3 1 1 and 0. So 3 got converted to this. Looks fine. What is missing here? Let me just check. Anything we are missing? The first line Q, each and okay, no process. Integer. Decimal, okay, looks fine. So okay, now I got the reason. So we have not taken care about this 32-bit, right? So we got the bin n. Now this is integer, and finally n we will get n dot z fill 32. Okay, because length might not be exactly 30, right? For the, let's say if it is giving 3, so 3 will be like 101, right? So but we need to maintain 32 bits. So let's print it, and I'm going to remove this part. Now n is exactly 32 bit. Okay, 4294. So what is missing? Let me just check. We got binary, we got 10 and dot z fill 32 bit. Now from this n, for c in n, if n equal to 1, make it 0. If it is 0, then make it 1. Looks good. Join temp. OP. 314. Input is this 2147 648. We are missing some character now. Bin often. Now n dot z fill. N dot z fill. Let me print this particular binary. Just n. I think we're missing something here. So test 1. What is the first input? This is this one, right? And let me just write this. Bn. Okay, so what was missing? B2 dot z fill join C catch. Okay, all looks fine. I think one character was missing here. That's why. Okay, so we got B new. So as I mentioned, 2 colon y, because 0b we have to truncate, right? And after truncating, if length is not 32, then fill with zeros. Okay, with 32-bit length. Okay, then we are joining it by writing the list comprehension. If all the numbers are, if number is 1, then fill with 0. Otherwise, if it is 1, then make it 0. If it is 0, then make it 1. Okay, and finally you just convert integer to by base of 2, that is decimal. Okay, and finally return I. Now let's submit the code. Running code is fine for one input. Okay, so now all test cases have been passed. Okay, that's good. So I think we will have a lot of input. It is hidden. If you want to see input, then probably you can unlock and you will lose some 5 echoes. Okay, so it is up to you if you would like to see or not. Okay guys, so if you want to run against different inputs, so let's say I want to have 3 input, I want to convert 230, I want to convert 490, and I want to convert 22. Okay, if you run it, it is going to run same thing, and it is going to provide the output also. This is the final output. Okay guys, so that's all for today. I hope you will like this program, and I think now this is the third or fourth video, right? So you will be able to see how we are solving step by step, and you will be able to pick up any problem. Start from easy, then medium, then hard. Okay, and you will be able to solve the problem. If any doubt, then please leave your comment in comment box. Okay guys, thank you. Bye bye.